BOTA stands for an organization of trial lawyers from both sides of the spectrum, plaintiffs' lawyers, defense lawyers, joining together to protect the jury system, to protect the American justice system. And it's really been a wonderful coordination of groups that normally aren't on the same side, groups that are normally kind of fussing with each other on a regular basis. And they come together in this setting to try to protect our justice system. I was a founding member of BOTA in our local chapter. When the idea was suggested and we formed up the group, it seemed like such a wonderful concept because there was a need for a good relationship between plaintiffs and defense lawyers. People that are normally fighting with each other every day in court have an opportunity to come together and protect the justice system that all means so much to all of us. What does it mean to me personally? A BOTA is important to me personally because it is an opportunity to work together with my fellow lawyers on something more important than just our regular daily cases. It's an effort to preserve the jury system in our system of justice that is so important to all of us. And it gives us a vehicle by which we can take efforts to preserve this system. And it also gives us an opportunity as a group of lawyers in this community who care more, as much or more, about the jury system as any lawyers could. It gives us a unique opportunity to serve as advocates to attempt to protect the jury system. And that's really the whole focus of our endeavor. I don't think there's a better job than being a trial lawyer. I wanted to be a trial lawyer from the time I was 16 years old. I never had any doubt that I wanted to be a trial lawyer. It's such an empowering thing to be able to have a client come in and sit down with you and present a problem, and they all have problems. I don't have clients that don't have problems. And they present that problem, and then you basically take their case. You are their advocate. And it is an amazing thing to go in to court, to deal with judges and juries, and to secure a result that protects your client, that in some cases changes the situation for the entire state. There are so many issues that we get involved with that have such important ramifications. And so to me, there's no better job. We're dealing with something different every day. We're dealing with people and we're helping people, and it's a great occupation. Well, I would say that one of my proudest moments as a trial attorney is basically the month of July in 2015, because just this month we got a decision from the Supreme Court of Florida that found that the legislature had gerrymandered the congressional map and required the legislature to go back into special section and fix it so that we would have fair districts in our congressional map. And then yesterday, in the litigation over the Senate map, the 40 Senate districts, the Senate capitulated, admitted that they had drawn the maps with improper intent in violation of the Constitution, and agreed to redraw the maps in another special session later this fall. So this summer, representing the League of Women Voters and the Common Cause, we've been able to bring about a sea change in Florida politics and to give some life to the Fair District Amendments that said that legislators, when they adopted districts, could not draw the districts to benefit a political party or incumbents. Well, we brought some life to that language in the Constitution, and that's a proud moment. Well, I would say that one of the biggest lessons I got was basically there is nothing that serves any better for a trial lawyer than diligence and preparation. Some folks are innately talented. Others of us just have to get along with hard work and perseverance. But hard work and perseverance, in most cases, will outlast talent. So that should be encouraging for anybody that wants to be a trial lawyer. If you want to be a trial lawyer and you're willing to work at it hard enough, I think you'll have success. You got to be willing to be patient. Patience is a great virtue. In this day, it seems to me like that everything needs to be done instantly. We now have, email that requires instant response, instant decisions, but patience is a virtue. And so often, negotiations, if people aren't willing to be patient, they lose results that can be obtained. I've just watched that in action recently. So I think it's very important for trial lawyers to be patient, but then also to be passionate, because passion for your cause is so important. If you're just going through the motions, you don't get the same kind of results that you do when you have a passion for the cause of your client. I've watched lawyers, and I think what separates so often the really great ones is the fact that they have the ability to communicate that passion to listeners and to jurors, and that makes all the difference in the world. The technology has just really changed everything. When I started out, we were just getting copying machines. When I started out, we had copy sets. You'd type something up on the typewriter, and there was a copy set that'd be 7 or 8 copies, and if you had to change anything, you had to white out all the 7 or 8 copies. My legal assistant knew more than I did when I was starting out. I depended on her to produce documents. I could dictate, but everything else followed from the legal assistant. As things evolved, then we moved into a world with power typewriters. I remember the first display writer that we bought back about 1988 or 1989. It cost $18,000 and probably didn't have anywhere near the power my iPhone has right now. And so we moved into fax machines. And then everybody had their computer, and then the iPhones, and so everything is instant. The clients want instant updates. You used to be able to send a letter off, and you wait till the client receives it. They communicate back to you. You had time to make better decisions, I think, a lot of the times. Now we have to make decisions on the cuff, it seems like, because the clients expect instantaneous response. And plus, in the management of documents, We used to get those boxes and boxes of hard copies that you had to go through, and now you get flash drives and CDs and instantaneous electronic transmission of hundreds of thousands of pages of documents that have to be collated and analyzed, and of course it seems like we're spending huge amounts of time looking at emails that people have generated, and of course you learn a lot from doing that. But it's just the practice has evolved a great deal during the 50 years I've been in it. Well, the largest benefit is that of being a part of ABOTA, is the fact that we're a member of an organization that stands for something. It stands for the protection of the jury trial system that's so important to all of us. So what one person alone can't accomplish, a dedicated group of plaintiffs' lawyers and defense lawyers working together can, I think, ensure the protection and safety of our jury system. The best moment for me, always, was not necessarily the end of the case. The best moment for me was when I sit here in this room and a client comes in and spills out their problems for me, and then concludes, after meeting me and discussing the situation with me, that they want me to represent them. That's a great moment. And I hope that I'll be remembered for having worked very hard to try to secure justice for my clients. And I think for the most part, that's something that has happened in my practice.